Good Thursday morning, everyone. Here with the 11 a.m. update on Tropical Storm Isaias, continuing to move very quickly off to the northwest at 20 miles per hour, now starting to make its way into the islands of Hispaniola, so the Dominican Republic and Haiti, still carrying maximum sustained winds of 60 miles per hour as it does make its way off to the northwest this morning. Very mountainous terrain here, so this could tear this storm apart slightly. However, the latest forecast cone does not really hint at that. It still manages to maintain its 60-mile-per-hour sustained winds as we head into tomorrow morning, even after it passes over the islands of Hispaniola. It'll move into some very warm water, and that's where strengthening is expected. It is also expected to lose a little bit of its forward motion, so we do anticipate to see that motion slow down slightly as it makes its way closer to the peninsula of Florida. Good news with this latest forecast cone is yet again it is continuing that eastward trend. We've been seeing that just about all morning long. Every new cone that's come out, it's continued to shift off towards the east, and that is happening again as of 11 a.m., which means central Georgia is no longer in the cone of uncertainty for Tropical Storm Isaias. Either way, this is a very large system. The tropical storm force winds as of now are extending upwards of 310 miles outside the center of this system. So regardless, even if this does go out into the Atlantic, and if it stays out in the Atlantic longer, it will strengthen. So even if it does parallel our coast, we still could see some very gusty wind as we head into Monday. Now, keep in mind, this could still shift back towards the west along this edge of the forecast cone here, and it could potentially come through parts of Georgia. However, if it does that, it will have to go through the peninsula of Florida first. That, of course, is a landmass that could weaken the storm significantly before it makes its way into Georgia. So that would completely alter the intensity forecast. But again, it's still an option. We're not out of the woods completely just yet, regardless of if we're out of the forecast cone, because this is just a very large system. So let's talk about where this storm could go and some of the steering currents. You have this very strong area of high pressure out in the Atlantic. This is going to help turn it off to the north potentially as we head into the overnight hours on Sunday. Center of the Euro is here. Center of the GFS is in the orange here, the orange text. So the Euro still brings it through the peninsula of Florida where it would weaken significantly. GFS now moving closer to the peninsula of Florida as well, but then eventually goes off the coast. Euro trailing behind. Here comes a cold front here in central Georgia. That also is another obstacle that this storm may have to face that could hinder it from developing further as it gets closer to here. This could really be a saving grace for us. Either way, we are liking the way that this forecast track is trending, and we'll continue that. We'll hope that it will continue to do that. Where could this model go? Let's talk about some spaghetti plots. So there is still some uncertainty as we head into Sunday. Some models still hinting it's going to go out in the Gulf, although as you can see from the National Hurricane Center's track, that doesn't look to be likely. Most are keeping it going out into the Atlantic Ocean, and we would sure like to see that. Now again, keep in mind, if it does manage to make its way up the coast of Georgia, we'll have to watch for a rain threat. So a flooding threat would look to be one of our main concerns. But even if it does stay out in the Atlantic and it manages to strengthen, as it is expected right now to be a high-end tropical storm just below Category 1 hurricane strength, if it manages to parallel the coast of Georgia, we could manage to see some very gusty wind as we head into the start of the work week. So still keeping our eyes on this, as there is still a lot of uncertainty and a lot of things to be fine-tuned with Tropical Storm Isaias.